Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 41 Sports Urban Legend TV. Of course, your host, Will. And, if you like this video, please feel free to like it, share it, comment on it, and let your voice be heard. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about my thoughts on, the recent James McCann signing with the Mets, and of course, them hiring, their newest GM in Jared Porter. So, without further ado, here's my thoughts. I thought I really like the James McCann signing. Obviously, if you've been listening to my podcast, Sports Urban Legend, I mean, you know that I preferred Rio Muto, but there are reports that he might not be interested in playing in New York. So if that's the case, then you don't want to really be throwing that much money after a guy who doesn't want to come to your team, you know, and pay like at least $50 million more than a guy who's, a cheaper option but still productive. I mean, obviously, James McCann is not JT Realmuto, you know, but in the past couple of years, he has been improving in every facet of the game. He's a good caller, you know um pitch caller, in the game. He frames his pitches. He's improved offensively, hit 25 home runs in the past 2 years. um and he's improved defensively. He's a good leader from all reports I've been hearing, and people even think he might be a future manager in the future. Um, his apparently Luis Giolito, who he threw the no hitter with catching the game, and Dallas Keuchel, prior to him, signing with the Mets, you know, are one of the people that basically wanted him to return back with the White Sox. So I think it's a good move. It's going to be an even better move if they they go after Springer or Bauer, hopefully, or at least one of those. Ideally, you'd want to have both of those guys, and a bullpen person, whether it's Brad Hand from Cleveland or Liam Hendricks from the Oakland A's. But if you have to ask me which guy they should go after, I mean, obviously all those guys I think are important for the team because they need to improve the starting rotation and the bullpen. Because Diaz had a better year than he did 2019 when he was just dreadful, but you can't count on him. Familia, I mean, he was great obviously in the past, and obviously 2015 he was great up until he quick pitched Alex Gordon in the World Series game 1. So I mean, he's never really been the same ever since that moment, blowing 3 saves in that World Series, which is unfortunately a World Series record. But I digress. And then you got Dylan Betances, who's always been great when healthy. He had um a bad year in his first year in Queens, so you're hoping for a bounce back from him as well. So and then you got Lugo, who's always good. Obviously, when he's healthy and he's in the pen. Obviously he bounced around in the starting rotation and in the bullpen. I think they should put him back. But if you ask me, what is the biggest move the Mets have to do? Obviously, pitching wins championships, but defense definitely helps in that matter too. So, as much as I'd love to see Trevor Bauer sign here right now, he just looks like he's just toying with this whole free agency thing. He's gonna take his time to make whatever decision he thinks is best for him, and I think his decision is going to come by probably January or February. So, with that said, I mean, I'd love to have Trevor Bauer come here. I hope they get him, but I think they should focus on getting George Springer first, because that guy, he improves everything. He improves the offense, improves the defense at center field, and he's a clutch hitter. He has like I think 15 home runs in the postseason. So you definitely need a guy like that who has championship experience to help get us to the promised land. Once we get all these pieces together, to help us get back to the playoffs. First time since 2016 when we lost to Madison Bumgarner and the Giants in that 1 game playoff. But yeah, back switching gears with Jared Porter. He's the new Mets GM. He replaces Brody Van Wagenen, who obviously he had 2 horrible years with the Mets. I mean, he talked big, but unfortunately, the Mets didn't really amount to anything under his reign. And you know, what else can you say? He talked big, but his moves didn't back it up. And the Kalenic trade is what killed his tenure. That was his defining move. He got Cano, who obviously is suspended for the rest of the year because he got caught again taking steroids. I mean, that's just a whole nother story that I already covered on the on the podcast when it went down. But Jared Porter, I think it's a great signing for the Mets because I mean, this guy has a lot of experience in every facet of the game. He's never been a GM up until this point, but he was a assistant GM with the D backs for the last 4 years. And then prior to that, I mean, he's been a Theo Epstein disciple. He's worked well with him. They've won four. Well, actually, yeah, I should say they won what, 4 titles with each other. I think because they won, and obviously they broke the streak in Boston in '04, one in 0, one in '07, one in 2013, and then he went to Chicago and broke that streak in 2016, I should say. So I think it's a great move for a guy who doesn't have like a prolific GM experience, but this guy, he is a GM in the making. He's 41 years old. Everybody who knows him say that he's a team player. He's not looking to make a name for himself in the business. I even read a quote of his that he was saying like if you try to do your best in the position that you're at, to paraphrase what he was saying, it will open up more opportunities for you in the future. So I mean, that's a great mindset. That's a winning mindset. So he's gonna have his press conference today at 4:30 on SNY. So in case you guys want to check that out, you know, there it is, man. So great move by the Mets, getting McCann. That's a leader, a future manager in the future. 4-year deal for $40 million, and then you got Jared Porter. Reportedly he's going to be the GM for at least 4 years, hopefully even longer, and hopefully this will lure Theo Epstein to become the president of baseball operations when he comes out of his year sabbatical next year in 2022. Well, obviously we're still in 2020, but you know he'll get out his sabbatical in 2022. So if you like this video, thanks for listening to it, ladies and gentlemen. Like it, share it, comment on it. Let me know what you think. Who do you think should be the Mets' next move after getting James McCann? So I'm William Ramo. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.